Welcome to our Harbor Highlights. Today is Friday, January 19th.
Happy New Year's.
Way to start the year right with a national championship for University of Michigan football. Sorry, State fans, and the Lions winning their first game in the playoffs. On today's show, we have an interview with our principals and Mrs. Farfield and students sharing about figurative language.
We also have pictures from our holidays and from Forest break.
This and more, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Fabian.
As we start the new year, it's always a good idea to set some goals. The best way to reach a goal is to create good habits. There's a quote that says, create your habits and then the habits will create you.
How do you create these new habits?
Sometimes creating new habits meaning replacing previous and possibly negative habits. Each week we are going to introduce a habit change you can make that will encourage positive outcomes and well-being.
Here is course first habit.
We want to be on time for class. Maybe you have a habit of trying to wait until the last second to walk in the door. Our new habit is for you to try to be in class and in your seat at least 10 seconds before the tardy bell.
Keep track of knowing you do.
Find somewhere to keep a tally of when you achieve that habit each day in each class. Find a way to reward yourself for reaching your goal. I'm sure your teachers will notice too, and maybe you can cash in on some extra Pride bucks.
Wait, starting is sweeps.
The principals are also going to be encouraging this new habit by starting up tardy sweeps. What is a tardy sweep, you ask? Well, here are the principals to explain how it works.
Today we're interviewing Mr. DeCavers and Miss T, and we're gonna, what is the tardy policy at Harbor Lights?
All right. Thanks, Henry. The tardy policy at Harbor Lights is pretty cut and dry. On your 6th and your 8th tardy, you get a lunch detention. On tardies 10 and 12, you have an after-school detention on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we contact home for the after-school detention. On your 15th tardy, we actually contact home again, and you can get suspended or more on your 15th tardy.
Why is it important to get on to class on time?
Hey guys, it's important to be on time in class because our goal is to get you college, career, and life ready. And that starts with you being in class on time.
Thank you. What is a tardy sweep?
Great question, Henry. A tardy sweep is when all the teachers lock their doors at the beginning of the hour, they close their doors, and anybody left in the hallway at that time is swept up. And then we take them and we give them an automatic detention. First time, no questions asked.
Thank you. Do academy tardies count?
That is a great question. And the answer is yes. Academy tardies do count. So be in class on time.
Thank you, Miss T and Mr. DeCavers for letting us interview you.
Thank you.
Tardy sweeps are something they do at the high school too. The point is to encourage you to get to class on time.
The on time to class.
Being on time is a life skill and a great habit to form now. The habit of being on time will help you earn respect and be trusted by future employers, co-workers, and sports team. Now for this week's general announcements.
Hi, I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Avi. Look at the screen for clips and activities that may look good to you.
Make sure to read the daily announcements for the latest updates and specific details in the Mac Bay Library.
The spelling bee is coming up on January 25. Please fill out the form in Google Classroom and study those words.
Hopefully you don't get a word that's on the screen. It's one of the longest English words. You might want to Google it to find out a meaning and try using it in a sentence today.
Guest Kids Photography will be here next Wednesday for group photos. Also, if you want a yearbook at the end of the year, make sure you have purchased one.
Speaking of yearbooks, it's about time for the yearbook cover contest to start.
Create your own design to be featured on the yearbook.
We had a lot of fun before break with our holiday spirit and holiday hoopla. Here are some pictures from that.
Jingle all around the clock.
Pretty cool that we got a visit from Santa Claus as well as that crazy orange iReady mascot.
Or from WhatsApp.
I think the encouragement worked because we are so happy with how hard students worked on their second iReady diagnostic test. We can't wait to see how students have improved.
Good job, students.
Our English classes are working on teaching students to play with their words and make their writing more creative by using figurative language. Here are some students sharing about different types of figurative language, an interview with a fun game, and a chance for you to try as well.
7th graders in Miss Fairfield's class played a fun game to practice figurative language. Let's first have students explain to us the different types of figurative language.
A simile is comparing two unlike things using like or as. For example, she is as brave as a lion. Metaphor is basically the same as a simile, a comparison of two unlike things without using the words like or as. Saying one, this is another thing. For example, my class was a bunch of angels.
Alliteration, the same sound or letter at the beginning of multiple words. Greg gasped as he grabbed the guitar. Hyperbole, exaggerated statements or claims not meant to be taken literally. The math problem was harder than climbing Mount Everest.
Repetition, sounds, words, phrases, or a line is repeated over again to help the reader understand its importance. Repetition, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness.
An onomatopoeia is a word that sounds like its meaning or the sound of the word. An example of an onomatopoeia is my teeth chattered as I stood in the snow.
An idiom is a well-known expression that isn't meant to be taken literally. An example is don't beat around the bush, just tell me the truth. An oxymoron is a phrase using words with opposite meanings. An example is the crowd was growing smaller.
Now let's talk to Miss Fairfield about the figurative language game. What activity did you do in class to have kids practice figurative language?
So in class we did a fun little game where I pulled different lyrics from songs that have figurative language in it. They're popular songs, like there was Fireflies by Owl City and All Star, that song from Shrek, and students would get in a group and they would determine what figurative language was in that lyric. So it'd be A, B, C, or D, and they would write down A, metaphor, or C, alliteration, whatever the figurative language was. And they had a lot of fun. It kind of turned into a little karaoke, and everybody was singing. It was fun though, and it was to have students realize that there is a ton of figurative language in music.
Why is figurative language important and why use it?
That is a great question. Figurative language, I think, shows that there's power in words, and there's a lot of different variety of ways to say things. It's more fun, it's more interesting. Like rather than saying, I'm so cold right now, you can say, I'm as cold as an icicle, and it's more descriptive. People can visualize it more, and it kind of helps imagine what people are saying. I think people use it all the time, like more than you realize, which is kind of fun.
We thought it would be fun to play the game in announcements. Listen and read the part of the song and identify what type of figurative language it is.
This time, this place, misused mistakes, too long, too late. Who was I to make you wait? Just one chance, just one.
Ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger.
Try to use figurative language in your writing.
No overload sports.
Thanks, I'm Lamonte.
And I'm Teo. Students in Ski and Snowboard Club, if you would like to go on this week's trip to Bittersweet, please make sure to sign up for the bus with your $10 in the library or Women's Postma.
Double check the list in Google Classroom to make sure you are signed up before the deadline on Wednesday at 3:15.
Please check the screen for the first game for the girls basketball. It looks like the 8th grade white team is the only home for this week.
Boys swim and dive compete next Thursday at Holland away.
Wrestling has their first meet Thursday at Mona Shores.
Good luck, Panthers, in your competitions. Back to the anchors.
The prize tour will be open next Friday, January 26th. And the next week, we have another edition of The Amazing Race.
Today is Health Day.
Today, we will be having some special academy activities and the opportunity to go as grade levels to the PAC to hear from a panel of speakers to talk about the importance of the words we say. Our words matter, and they can bring someone up or tear them down. Harbor Lights is a place where you can be accepted and respected, and we show that with the words that we choose to say.
Show respect.
Our community members who are volunteering their time to bring light to how our world matter. Today is the last day of the first semester. New schedules start on Monday, and you should see those on Infinite Campus.
Don't know info. Best Panthers.
Be the best Panther you can be. Be respectful, be responsible, make good choices. And as always, go
Whoa.
Whoa!